Hi Moglets, God Mode Gorou time. There won't be a montage since we don't have too much left to farm. I think just like, yeah, a couple bosses, that's like it. We can just craft these. So let's go do that real quick. We unfortunately only got 2 perpetual hearts, so we need to do 2 more runs. We did get a defense percent Sands of Eon here, which doesn't look very good. While we're waiting for him to respawn, we are going to farm some Gorou books. I don't think we'll need a ton, but definitely more than 0, so yeah. That takes way too long with this team, unfortunately. I think we need to bring a Vinti in here. No purples. And we can go ahead and craft these as well. I don't know if we still have enough. We've been raising a lot of Geo characters lately. Albedo, Gorou, of course. Nope. We need 4 more of those. Let's just see if we can craft them here. Well, we could. We have a total of 4 extras here, so let's just do that. And there we go. We should have enough of those. Back to the boss. I assume he has respawned by now. This time we got 3. Not that it matters anymore, since we still need to do another run. But all right. And a Flower of Life doesn't look great. We did get a purple this time. Let's use our last condensed here. Then we're going to head back to the boss, and that should be it. And no purples. We may potentially have to farm some more later, but let's just go finish him off first. The dude ain't back yet? Did I kill the last one? All right, regardless, we should have enough now. And we got a Geo damage, goblet. It doesn't look that great anyway, but yeah, okay. Gorou, in this deep, dark, damp cave. Let's get you up to God mode. Yes. And since we made that, dude. Holy hell, we got some of these again. I don't know where we got them, probably some event, but that's awesome. All right, let's see if we can waste less by using a couple of those, a little bit less. And there he is, level 90. So in terms of build, we have changed over to Favonius Warbow. We had Sacrificial before, but Favonius is quite nice because he doesn't generate a lot of orbs himself, and this will generate more orbs, plus it has higher energy recharge. You can see already 45% at level 60. Generally, you do want to use his burst anyway, so the Sacrificial, I mean, it was nice to reposition his E, but for his maximum bonus, you want to do his burst. So a good amount has changed with Gorou since we last raised him. Of course, getting him to C6 is going to be the biggest one, but we also have rearranged his artifacts as well. Before, he did have 4-piece husk, which, you know, gave him a little bit more def, but since his base def is so low, it didn't really matter. There is one other small change as well. We are going crit rate for the circlet to help proc Favonius. Besides that, we are going def and def. Currently, I don't really see a way to make him do a lot of damage, so I don't think this piece is all that great. We do have flat def, energy recharge, so it's all right. We don't really need crit damage anyway. It did go into energy recharge, so that's nice. I totally missed what it went into, but it looks like flat HP there at 16. I honestly don't really care how it rolls because it's just kind of battle around, and unfortunately we have to start using some 5 stars now. And final roll goes into more energy recharge. Okay, I mean, considering it rolled pretty well. The Def Goblet here is already raised. It's fine. Has a good amount of crit rate at 10% and 20% energy recharge. What more can I really ask for? The Def Sands, pretty bad. Just has a lot of HP, really. The Plume is also okay. It has 10 crit rate. We're mainly just going for crit rate and def. It has no def, unfortunately, but what can you do? And this flower has crit rate and def, so it's all right. We do have 62% crit rate, which should be enough to proc it almost all the time, and if not, I can just, you know, do a couple bow attacks real quick. 203 energy recharge should be enough as well, I hope. We also have only 1700 def, which is unfortunate because we are going the crit rate circlet now to proc Favonius. Quite sure these are all 20 though, just double checking, but yeah. We do also need to raise his talents, at least his E. The interesting thing is, upon further inspection, his burst doesn't really need to be raised. As you can see when you level it up, it's only the damage that goes up, not any bonuses or anything he gives the team, because he takes the bonuses from his E and just basically applies them to his burst, and then leveling this up only increases the damage. So it's like, unless you're trying to make your Gorou do damage, you don't even really need to bother with it. Of course, upgrading his E doesn't give you that big of a bonus either, just we're gonna get, you know, 20 extra flat def here, which is something, I suppose. But we are gonna go ahead and get that up to 11. We probably just need to craft some books here. So that should do it. I'm not really a fan of wasting resources, so that's probably all we're going to do for his talents. Again, basic attack, not necessary for Gorou in my opinion, but regardless, there are a couple new things to check out. I also do want to now compare him to Benny properly, but yeah, since we first raised him, he can now also heal, which I definitely want to check out. Unfortunately, he has quite a bit less def than he had before, but whatever, we'll see how well that works. And then of course his C6, which basically gives 40% crit damage to Geo characters. You do need to have 3 Geos in your team for this to work, but you know, when you're gonna have Gorou, you're probably gonna have 2 other Geos anyway. Otherwise, you're only gonna get a 20% crit damage bonus, and that isn't nearly as impressive. I'm not gonna use Itto as the main to test this, simply because there's been so much Itto stuff on my channel recently, and there will come one more thing later, so yeah, we're going to use Ningguang. We recently god moded her. I think she is a really fun and interesting character. I will definitely try and remember to run through her Jade Barrier screen thing to get that extra Geo damage. Thankfully, we're going back to Abyss to test this, or I would have just forgotten to grab those rewards. But regardless, floor 12, there's no funky stuff going on here, so I think that's where we're going to try this out. I want to keep it somewhat consistent, so we're going to have Gorou and Bennett in the team while we're trying, and then just whatever down here, doesn't matter. Also, don't want to give them a defense boost or basically anything, so just gonna go to the middle one there. We'll keep Zhongli Shield as a test here, and we do have Electro dudes, but that's fine. So let's just start with Bennett boost and see what our Ningguang can do like this. I did see a 37k there, quite impressive. Oh yes, wait, Jade screen, there you go, Ningguang mains. I did it. So maybe we should just take her 37k Jade screen as our sort of test control. I think we still had Zhongli Shield when we did that. And then let's just go ahead and do, I didn't mean to do his E, but let's go ahead and do his burst, this time without Bennett boost. And there was a 27k, but there's a 31k. So there's still stuff going on. I'm not really sure what. I guess we will have to try this with Itto as well. But actually I think Gorou will help Albedo the most, because Bennett doesn't really do much for Albedo's E, you know, his E ticks. And those can be very strong, I've seen. So we'll also be trying that, of course. But let's just try that again, kind of starting from scratch. Maybe no Zhongli Shield, just to have even less variables. So we're just gonna go to Bennett and then do a Jade screen here. See, that was only 14k. I'm gonna try to do nothing else except pass through the Jade screen to satisfy the Ningguang mains. We'll pass through it multiple times just in case. So what happens if we just do Bennett boost and a Ningguang E? 25. Now we're gonna try the same thing with Gorou burst and Ningguang E and see what happens. So Gorou burst and then Ningguang E. 18. I honestly figured that would be more. Maybe Bennett still is better for Ningguang in particular. Obviously, we do have to try it with Itto. Itto works much differently than Ningguang. Perhaps the 1000 or so attack that Bennett gives Ningguang does a lot more for her because, you know, she goes from 1700 to 2700. That's a massive boost. But Itto during his burst would go from what, like 3300 to 4400, which is a much smaller boost, and then maybe Gorou would help more there. So for this one, to try and keep everything under control, we're gonna swap to Bennett, do his burst, and swap back to Itto as fast as possible, do his burst, do a couple basics, and just look at the damage, and then we're gonna do the same thing with Gorou and his burst. Swapping to Bennett, Itto, boom, boom. So we're getting a 14k there, 19k, 20k. Obviously, it gets a little bit more because he has all those stacks now, but we saw a max of 20k from his first basic there. Same thing with Gorou, just gonna use his burst. Itto burst. Boom. 15. 15. 17. 17. Yeah, I saw 17 from his first basic. That was probably when he had the stacks of Husk. I mean, I guess he does provide defense as well and increased resistance. I really thought that extra 40% crit damage would at least make him more comparable to Bennett. In terms of everything else, Bennett is quite a bit better as well. He has a longer duration. Granted, if you do pick up 3 elemental shards or the crystallized reaction crystal things, they will have the same duration. So you can extend this up to 12 seconds, but it also has a cooldown of 5 seconds longer than Bennett's. Bennett's is 15 seconds cooldown. And the energy cost is also higher. Bennett's is at 60. Even though Bennett is a 4-star, it still feels unfair to compare to him just because he is so insane. Obviously, Bennett's healing is going to be better as well, besides the fact it stops at 70%. But the 1500 flat healing he tacks onto his, you know, healing is already more than Gorou's going to heal because it heals 50% of his def, and which his def is at 1700. So yeah. I also just want to try some regular gameplay, some less test-like gameplay, while using Gorou and then using Bennett. So we're going to do our daily quest here. Still going to continue to use Ningguang, but also just like play normally. We're going to throw his E down there. Not really ready to use it yet. Let's go ahead and throw Ningguang's burst out. I would go through the Jade screen, but it unfortunately got killed both times. So let's go ahead and try these guys. Just gonna pass through that real quick. Do a charged attack just for fun. I saw a 28k there. Outside of Binny Ring now. Yeah, unfortunately, daily quests are still too weak. We're gonna go ahead and use Gorou for this daily quest. This time we're gonna do his burst and just go ahead and do that. Oh, I did see a 32k and a 30k. Let's try her burst real quick. Hopefully that still had the Gorou boost, but each one of the rocks were doing 9k. There is definitely something there. Let's go ahead and finish it off with some Binny action here. Another Jade screen. See, that time it only did 25. Let's go through that real quick and do a charged. 25. They are comparable now. Obviously, Ningguang doesn't scale anything off of def, so it's still going to be less than with someone like Itto or especially Albedo. I did want to avoid using Itto as much as possible, but we will throw him in our team and play a little bit. So let's just go ahead and do Itto's burst. Itto's burst. We already did Gorou burst, and try some stuff here. Like just some basics. Yeah, they all just die from one basic, so it's kind of hard. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. It feels very similar to the Sara versus Binny stuff I was doing when Sara first came out. Like, even at C6, Binny still beats her with most teams, but then with like the Shogun, she is a little better. I mean, for stuff like Abyss, of course, you could have Binny in the not Itto or Albedo team, you know? And this is kind of the same conclusion I came to when it came to Sara as well. Like, if you're gonna take Shogun, take Sara instead of Binny, and then you can use Binny in the other half. Also, if you really want to pump the damage, you can take Gorou and Binny. This is actually the team you see here on screen I've been mostly using with Itto, Gorou plus Binny. And I feel like that works out really well. I do Binny's first because his lasts a little longer, and then Gorou, then I go to Itto and do his burst. Usually start with Zhongli shield though. Still didn't really take a look at Gorou's healing though, so I didn't think that would kill him. Whatever, should be nice to see from fully dead. As far as his healing goes, it works exactly like Binny's. You do it, but then you have to swap out to the character you want to heal, and it procs. I think it does proc a little faster than Binny's. Every 1.5 seconds. Binny's might be, I don't know, I would have to check. But that was the full amount of healing. You know, we got to 6,300 HP from dead. Obviously, if we do Binny's, it's going to be quite a bit faster. And there's that. Ouch. Jesus Christ. I mean, if you are trying to heal your characters, you could start with Binny and then heal them the rest of the way with Gorou. I mean, this is me, so I could be missing something obvious here, but it just seems like no one can take Binny's throne for being like the best damage support. I guess I should say in general, because there are some situations where Gorou might be a little better. Like maybe for Itto, for sure Albedo. Just in case you're wondering, neither Albedo nor Binny have a oblige set or anything that should increase the other's damage more than fairly, like with what's in their kit. I mean, I guess Binny does have a 5-star weapon. If he didn't, his attack boost would be slightly weaker because of base attack reasons, but it is on the lower side of 5-star base attacks. Anyway, the next thing I want to do is obviously go ahead and get Albedo in there. I am still in desperate need of Mora, so let's do a couple ley lines here. Let's go ahead and throw down Gorou's E to start, and then Albedo's, and just see what happens. Yeah, 33k, dude. That is absolutely insane. 37 from his E. Where did my sound go? What the hell? How bizarre is that? Why do I only have sound effects? Yeah, there's not even battle music, but whatever. And now we're using Gorou's burst. Hopefully we can get rid of the shield real quick so we can check that out. All right. Wait. Nah, I couldn't really see anything. But already what I have seen is absolutely insane. Now, why is it the calm music? We're still fighting here. How big of a boost is Gorou now to Albedo, though? Was he worth getting to C6? I would like to just do Zhongli shield and Albedo alone and see what we get. 15k. Yeah, well, looking at the others, it's hard to see. 22k. So I saw 27 at the max before using Gorou. And why does Gorou want to join my world now? Okay, forget it. I usually reject these, but we're doing Gorou God Mode and Gorou wants to join. Let's see what he has to say. So Gorou is joining us, but I'm going to stay with Gorou and Benny. We're going to boost him with either Gorou and Benny and just kind of watch him fight and see what he's doing with Itto here. So I'm going to just place my E down. He's going to do some stuff. Saw a 12k there from his Itto. He's kind of outside the ring now, so we're going to go ahead and do his burst and try and stay in the ring. I think I did see something there. Yeah, 16k from the slime. Let's just throw another E down. All right, now he's doing his charge. Nice. Pretty nice damage, ding. Why are you swimming over here? There are the teleport to things. Okay, he made it. Now I'm going to give him Benny boost. Hopefully he stays within the Benny boost. Oh, but now he also has Gorou boost, so that kind of messes things up. Because he has his own Gorou. Well, his Itto is doing pyro damage, so that's something. Yeah, actually, well, I saw 45k there. But it seemed like maybe he was doing more with Gorou, at least on those enemies. So we're going back to Gorou. Just gonna try and stay within his Yeah, dude, he's doing insane damage in Gorou's stuff. I really don't think he was doing as much. I mean, he has Zhongli Shield now, so things are changing a little bit here and there. But yeah, that's crazy. And see if it's any different. Obviously, he might just have a really, really nice Itto, but let's check. 18? Nah, dude, he was definitely doing way more. I don't know, it's hard to tell, honestly. It is quite a bit easier to see when someone else is doing the damage, though. So we're gonna go ahead and go back to Gorou now. But now we're on the same enemies we were just fighting with Gorou. Alright, well, we're gonna try Benny as soon as Gorou's boost is over. Let's just go ahead and do it here on these. Okay, he's going into burst mode now. I saw 25. Bro, I don't know. Well, he's going back into burst now against Masanori, so we can have a sort of... Yeah, we probably need to do that again. Alright, he's going into burst. I think Benny still has his burst here. Okay, 27s with some of those charge I saw. Oh my god, yeah, I think I am seeing quite a bit more damage because I was using Gorou there now. Unfortunately, my Benny keeps dying. It could be my Abyss test was flawed, but I definitely feel like there's more going on with Gorou. Alright, yeah, here we go again. 36k Gorou. Only using Gorou right now. Yeah, that is something. Now we're gonna go ahead and, well, he probably has to get his burst back first, but then we're gonna use Benny and no Gorou. Alright, here we go. Yeah, dude. Yeah, I think Gorou is doing way more. So I'm just gonna let him fight now without anyone's boost to get a better idea about what those boosts are actually doing. All right, so he's going into burst now without any boosts. Yeah, now he's doing 22 for those charge attack swings there. Yeah. So we have Gorou boost again, and yeah, 36Ks per swing now, dude. That is insane what Gorou is doing. All right, going into burst now, 25, 26, 27. That was with Benny boost. I'm quite sure we're gonna do Benny boost again, but I'm quite sure he had it during those swings. Yeah, 26. So I'm not sure what was up with my test, but I would say that pretty clearly, puts Gorou way ahead. I was also asking him what his crit damage is on his Itto, and it's about the same as mine, around 180 something. Obviously, if he had like lower crit rate and more depth, which turns into attack, then maybe Gorou's 40% crit damage would play a bigger role there. But I don't think that's the case. And Gorou turned his like 20k swings into 36k swings, whereas Benny turned his 20k swings into like 26, 27, maybe up to 28k swings. So I don't know, man. That seems pretty conclusive to me. So Gorou, in fact, is quite a bit better. Maybe even Ningguang, but I would say in that case it's going to be a lot closer because Ningguang doesn't scale off of defense at all, and you're really only going to get the geo damage bonus and the crit damage bonus. So the extra like 400 def he provides won't do much for Ningguang besides make her a little tankier. But yeah, I suppose that'll pretty much do it. By the end, I had a lot more hope for Gorou. Obviously, if I have to pick one or the other for the Itto team, I am going Gorou, and I'll just try and be more careful because he doesn't heal as well as Benny, in my opinion. Make sure to tell me what you think in the comments down below, though. Leaving a like or subscribing to the channel if you enjoyed is always greatly appreciated as well. Thanks, as always, for watching, and until next time,